Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to something new. Well, it's actually not new. It's new to this place, which is also new, but it's actually been going on for a long time now. Anyway, this game is Automation. It is a game where you make cars. You can play the campaign if you want. To be honest, I did it once, and it's just a bunch of confusing gobbledygook. However, the car designer is very much fun, just doing it as a sandbox. Cone Dodger 240 runs a YouTube channel, kind of. He's a Twitch streamer these days, and he does semi-weekly build-offs in Automation, and then we can export the cars to beamng.drive, a racing physics game if you're not familiar with it, kind of a crashing game. And so what you end up doing is you make your own car and then you crash it. This week's challenge is the British Roadsters. So the year is 1963. And we have to design a British Modstall British Roadster convertible to compete in a road rally conditions. I read all those words as they were written. Vehicles scoring highest in convertible sport budget will be last to compete in the road rally. And then 6 to 3 cylinder engine configurations will be allowed. 2000cc maximum, sports tire, compound tires, radial or cross ply. So that's a bunch of information that we'll get to in a minute. But basically, we want to make the car as high as scoring as possible. Hopefully I've remembered to put this up. If I haven't, when you're editing this, you have to put that image in. But anyway, I have a few ideas in mind, and let's get started. So I went ahead and started the car. I selected the year up here, and then I selected the coupe, or the coupe convertible rather. Now to just choose a body. And I have an idea of what I'm going to go for. I really have been looking for a build for one of these tongue cars. I think Cone actually used this body for a build. That is ridiculous. These just look so silly. Even though I think they're actually supposed to look like real cars, and once you put stuff on it, it looks a lot better. That looks like a Roadster. I feel like a lot of people are going to use that. I don't necessarily know exactly what a Roadster is. I know something about cars, but I don't know everything. This seems like it could work. Basically, I'm going to let you on a little secret. If you didn't see back there before, you saw some pretty normal looking cars, but if you look closer, you might see a little bit of secrets, let's just say. Let's see what this one looks like. Well, maybe not the very first one. And then this is something Cone's been saying for a while now, but one of the most important things about your build, new project, I want to go with an I6. Capital numbers, they're my favorite. Okay. Inline 6, and then none of this really matters. We'll come back and take a look at it in a few minutes. Don't really bother looking at this that much. They haven't changed this yet. Apparently they're going to. This engine is going to be horrible. You can already see that. 10 whole horsepower. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Anyway, so what Cohen was saying is that since the biggest part of your body or your build is the morphs that your body can do, so basically I'm highlighting a certain section and then just moving it back and forth. I said this in my cities video. I'm assuming that you know nothing about this game. If you're delving this deep into YouTube, you probably know something about this game. But you never know. It's better to talk through things, I guess. And especially for me to get used to talking through things. But you get to see what morphs this body can do. Not that. Ew, not that. I really want to... That is particularly bulbous. Actually, I think it has to be this one. Right? Yeah. Because then it... technically anything can score in convertible, I'm pretty sure. So... wide. This is probably an older body, so it doesn't have too terribly many morphs. Ooh, that's an interesting butt. Ooh, that's an even interesting butt. It's like somebody sat on the butt with their butt. Anyway, moving on. That looks good. So let's pop all the way back here. Oh yeah, I have a mouse setting for this. So, is there any score? Well, I don't think there's any score requirements. So it sounds like mainly you're required, in these build-offs, you're required to score an automation, which I'll show in a minute once we get to it. Your car gets a rating. And that's just mainly to prohibit people from making a specifically cheaty car. So for example, you can make something that the game doesn't think is going to work, but it has 1,000,000 horsepower, so it's crazily overpowered. And I typically just click through these and go for the best score. Probably going to be a monocoque. Probably going to be front longitudinal because it's a 6-cylinder and it's going to be a very long engine, so I'm not going to be able to place it wide, and I'm going to want rear-wheel drive. I always like going double wishbone because I really don't know that much about suspensions. Or, well, cars, as we already have established. So there's a 2000cc max. I wonder if he's going to do something fuel restricted again, or something along that lines. I feel like he wouldn't have left it uncapped if that was the case. He would watch us die and suffer. And then I guess there's nothing stopping us from just building a very good engine, just as long as it scores. And then we have to bring this. So this is our general size, and then this is sort of like our fine-tuned size, what I like to think about it as. It makes more sense if you're playing the campaign as the game was originally intended, but let me tell you, we're not playing the game as intended. At all. At all. So with that in mind, we can use as much quality, I think, as much as possible. He doesn't say that we can't use arrow, but I'm just going to go ahead and say that we're not going to because it's borked right now. Why is it not? I don't know. It's making 8.6 horsepower, so that's good. Oh, we're making 9 now. 10. There we go. Poop. Let's try not to kill Cone. Well, at least his ears. He probably needs those. So let's come here and let's hold the engine. That's something that I wish that I knew about a long time ago. Because if you change something, or you change certain things, then they will have cascading effects. And so even though you just changed it a little bit, it will have a long-lasting, like, you have to go back and completely reconstruct everything. Now, if we pump a ton of quality into it, it's also not going to score, which goes back to what I was saying before about Mimi engines. A lot of times this doesn't do much. Let's just put 5 in. And if I knew what I was doing, this would be a lot easier. But to know what I wanted out of all of this. Or I could make it more. Trick is getting exactly on 240. I might cut this out real quick. Alright, and that's good enough, I guess. So 240.1, I could get that last little bit, but it's not really worth it. So that's an engine. Rev's fairly high. I've got it to rev higher once I've learned how to use quality points. So, especially for this era. So that's our car. I don't really care about paint right now, and I don't care about fixtures. So fixtures are what you plop on there to make it actually look like a car. I don't want 4x4. Rear-wheel drive should be fine. Manual, he's going to complain otherwise. Let's bump that up just a little bit. Manual, sure. Radial, definitely. 225. They like it square, typically. Magnesium, sure. Let's light that puppy on fire. Brakes still are not fixed. They never love under tray. That's the most useless option imaginable. Manual soft top. Interesting. I never made a convertible, a proper convertible, so I've never had to get to see that before. Seats can be important, so I don't know, basic, hydraulic, standard. I guess that would mean, like, I don't know, a seat. Sure, why not? It's probably okay. All right. So it's not the category that I want, but that's not what I was expecting. All right. So for those of you that don't know how this game is played, ignore this game can have a lot of information that, to be honest, not all of it that I still understand. But basically, you want it to score typically around 100 is an alright score. If you're getting to 200, you're doing amazing. Typically between 1 and 200, you really don't need to put too much effort into it. Other than that, that is absolutely ridiculous. If we were to sell this car in the game, I can only assume that it would just be like a legendary god car. Okay, that nerfs it a little bit. Okay, that helps it. But we need to score in that one, so I'm going to pin it there. And basically start the process of trying to get it as high as possible. I'm sure Cone's gonna really appreciate it. I'm primarily using brakes to get that 240. There we go. Understeer for days. And yeah, that seems good. So it's about time that you might be thinking, what is he actually going to build? So if you're sitting here, you might be thinking of a bunch of different cars that you know of that look like this body, or that I could do, or whatever. And I'm going to tell you something, that they're all wrong. Because, well, first of all, I'm going to come back here. And I'm going to minimize OBS for a second. Because I need to pull something up. Open you in a new tab. And then I can pull that over there, hopefully, without OBS pulling it up. And I wish I could use like the eyedropper tool or something. But if I come here, if I do no flake, wrinkled paint's gonna look horrible in Beam. Or, sorry, I didn't finish my thought. Beam doesn't do flake, but we don't need that anyway. Carbon. Cloth. I can make a double cloth thing. Soft top. Leather. Cloth. Cloth seems good. I need my reference picture back up. So, let's go into Advanced Paint. filling it. That's pretty good. It's not the exact same color, but I think... There we go. That translates it pretty good. It's also going to make Cone mad because it's Home Depot colors right now. Actually, that's pretty much Tony's car right there from like 05. I already made that build, so you're welcome, Cone, if you're watching this, for being reminded of Home Depot. Alright. So having your base car the same color is a really easy way to one, get a sense of what you're looking at, but two, make everything the same color. So what we're going to come in here and do is grab a 3D model, and I know what you're thinking, and I'm going to say I'm guilty as charged. So let's bring that to the center. Let's make it 3D. Let's click that so that we get global coordinates. Let's zero this out. It actually zeroed out. Sometimes it doesn't like to. Does that do what I want it to do? No. Boy. Sometimes I love this game. Other times I do not. So let's put it at height 0. And then let's make it 10 long. I said, actually that might be good height. Actually, let's make it 12 tall and 20 long, 30 long. So you have to be 10 wide. 50. 40. And if you're sitting here and you know what I like to build, you are not surprised at all. But it used to be that you were just constricted to things like this. So a traditional, actually, something like this. So very traditional headlights and grills and stuff. But ever since they added 3D fixtures, you can do a lot of crazy things. So unfortunately, they got rid of the fact that you can like interact with these things in Beam. I think the official terminology is that they got rid of the mass. I could be wrong. I really don't know. But that should be good. Something just happened right there. Maybe it's that ghost that visited me in that other video. My pet ghost. Let's make it 4. Judging the dimensions of this is very hard. 4 by 4 by 6, let's just say. Let's mirror it by pressing M. pretty much all the way to the front. And then all the way to the back. And you might know where I'm going now. But it will become evident in about a minute. To be honest, typically this is the longer portion of the build. Can be. 10. Let's make it more like 15 maybe. 12 should be fine. No, 15 and 15 and 12. Let's just pick it up just a little bit. And it's probably just a perfect cube, yeah. And you can copy things by clicking and dragging and holding shift, and then Control Z. Press R to bring that down and in, and then let's make that like 3 long. Don't cut. Let's make it 5. Let's make it 4. Let's make it 6. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So, you probably see what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and make the reveal. Boop. Bop. Beep bop. It looks like a sheep. It looks like a sheep. I'm gonna need another color. You two can be orange. I need to clone paint. Oh, actually, you need to be that color. You need to just be... well... no, I liked it the way it was before. Let's clone the clone. If I had the patience, I know I did all this work. But I really don't. I have to edit this video. And then let's create a new paint. Let's come down to soft top. Actually, let's make it cloth. And then its eyes are green. And then let's go to the global. I should have... it looks nothing like I want it to. Oh no. Yeah, I don't think it's square. But whatever, it's fine. Looks stupid as hell. Alright, that's probably 2x4. So the ears now, I need a depth, I need a height of 2. 2. No, you need to be 4. You need to be 2. Let's just eyeball this. That should be good. And then let's just shrink it down slightly. On car, let's make it white again. That helps a little bit. And then I'm gonna kind of just come in here and I'll do the paws. And then I'll come back and do the tail. So let's actually come back here. Are you? There. Better. There. That looks about good as new. Your nice convertible is covered up by a cat, as they do. Let's come up here. Let's bring the body back. Let's make it 2 by 2. Oh, 2 by 10. I think their tails are actually bent. I should probably say what I'm actually doing. So this is a Minecraft cat. If you didn't catch on to that by now. Let's make it... Let's make it like that instead. Actually, let's make it like that instead. And then let's make that 0. 2 rather. And let's angle it up just a little bit. And then let's come back here. And let's make it just 4, let's say. And then let's make it white. And then let's come right there. And voila. It's done. Easy as cake. Basically all it needs is a name, so first name, as always, is my name. No capitalization, even though I sometimes do that. And these are Roadsters, and so because these are Roadsters, I'm going to name this the Kingster Special. Kingster. Is it 018? It's 18. Kingster, yeah, that's spelled right. Kingster, you know what you did. And I will never let you live it down. Ever.